Here with the last episode of Form Check February. Now, if you have missed out and you would still like to get your form checked, then stick along till the end and I can let you know how we can make that happen. So overall here, this is not a bad start. He's sitting too far back during the setup and almost lining up the middle of his shoulder joint itself or the front of his shoulder with the bar when we want to be lining up your armpit with the bar. Now, the reason for that is we need to think about the ball and socket shoulder joint and the scapula as sort of a unit that is attaching the bar to your rib cage. And we want to be lining up the bar with about the middle of that shoulder joint unit, which should be about your armpit. Now we can see here, as he pushes off the floor, he immediately extends in his knees, shooting his hips up, and by the time the bar gets to his knees, we're already in sort of an RDL position. And this is one of the things that can happen when we set up too far behind the bar, is because we naturally have to come forward and we often end up overshooting and then our hips shoot up. So ideally, we'd be starting in more like this position with his armpit over the top of the bar and then maintaining that same torso angle for the first bit of the lift as he gets up to his knees, almost thinking about it like a leg press. So if you can imagine the pad on your back and you're extending through your knees and hips at the same time, keeping your armpit over the top of the bar and staying with your shins forward just a little bit more. And this is going to allow us to use more quads off the floor. And this would mean that by the time the bar does get to his knees, the bar was going to be closer to his hips, reducing the moment arm and reducing the amount of torque he needs there and overall making the lift more efficient. Now, I'd recommend working on this by using deadlifts that are paused at the knee. And the reason for this is when you pause at the knee, you're immediately going to get feedback on if you're in the right position or not. If, like this, you've let your hips shoot up, the bar is going to immediately swing out from your knees during the pause and it's going to feel like an RDL. Whereas if you have maintained your knees forward just a little bit more, using that sort of leg press off the floor, then the bar should be just brushing your knees and it should feel a lot easier to hold the pause. In this way, rep by rep, you get feedback. If the pause was easier to hold at your knee, you're probably in a better position overall. So as I mentioned, this is the last of our Form Check February videos, but I've decided to continue this series as a Form Check Friday. So each week I'm going to be taking a video or two and releasing it as a form check on Friday. So if you would like your video reviewed, then just comment form check below and I'll send you the details.